Hello, my loves. I have a question. Have you ever been put in a position that you know you probably shouldn't be in, but you're compelled to be in it anyway? And during the time that you're in it, you have an inclination that you should get out of it, but you realize that's you trying to pull yourself out of a situation that you can learn from? I have. And during that time, I was made to be the one to look as if I was in cahoot with the person who was manipulating the women within the group. In essence, I was made to be a pawn. Now, normally, I don't ponder over things like this too long. But I gotta admit, it bothered me. It happened in 2021. And it took me a long time to figure out the lesson to be learned. I knew for a fact God put me in that position to teach me a lesson. He's been rebuilding me for some time now. And I've tried to be obedient. And during this time, I decided I'm going to do what he says. So let's talk about it. I'm ready to do some makeup. Let's go.
Hey, how you guys doing? This is Regina Hutt, the wellness practitioner at Empower Mornings. Join me every Monday at noon to work out with Regina on One Network.
So I really appreciate you joining us today. My name is Wanda M. Leonard. I am the host. You can find me on the We Empower Network, as well as Wanda M. Leonard on Facebook, and All Things Wonderful on Instagram and Threads, and All Things Wonderful on TikTok. And you know I'm a little ghetto, so I have to put wonderful with my name. All Things Wonderful. And you can find me in those places. And I look forward to seeing you and talking to you. And if you're interested in anything that I place on my face today, I am here to help you in any kind of way. Okay, let's get started. So today, the topic is how not to be played for a pawn. Yes, that happened to your girl. I had a young lady who ended up making me a pawn, and I was unaware of it at the time, but the lesson I learned through all of that, I am so grateful for her, even though she was a scam artist, okay? And she took a lot of women for granted, and I just had to let it go. I was so pissed off, y'all. But I had to let it go because no good is going to come to her for that very reason. Now, I'm not going to give any names, and if she want to choose to give her name, then you know who's guilty, right? Right. Okay. I'm a strong believer that when God wants something to happen in your life, and when he's rebuilding you after you have committed to or repented to follow him and rededicate your life and say, hey, I'm all yours. Thank you for being there for me. Thank you for allowing me to have the blessings of your son, Jesus. And thank you for moving the Holy Spirit through me and just helping me with everything I'm going through. So this particular time, and I'm going to talk while I'm doing my makeup because we only have an hour, okay? But first, let me tell you about an amazing product. It's a brand new product. Everything I'm showing you is going to be from a company named Pharmacy. I have partnered with Pharmacy. They're a European company. I love Pharmacy because they have high quality products at reasonable prices. And I've never seen a company quite like this before. So they have this new product. It's called Absolute, you probably can't see it, Super Elixir. This has been a game changer for me. So what it does is it helps with dryness. It evens out dryness, hydration. And even if you're oily, you still need hydration. And it helps, and you can even use it in your hair. So I used it this morning already, right? It helps me because I have flare-ups based on fibromyalgia. We talked about that last week. And those flare-ups turn me absolutely red all over my face and kind of can be uncomfortable. And this, I love it. I just got my bottle and I was so amazed at how it worked. And yeah, Dr. Tuna, absolute super elixir. I put that on after I washed my face first. Then for makeup or for any time after you wash your face, you want to put some moisture back in it. I use this moisturizer and it's Dr. Tuna's Calendula line. And I use this in the daytime to hydrate my face before makeup or anything. Even when I work out, anything, I use my moisturizer. And there is another line I use at night, but we'll talk more about that line later. And it's more for more mature skin. So let's go. I've already used this. So let's go. I'd like to start with my eyebrows. And let me just tell you a little bit about our eyebrow pencils and gels and all kinds of things. I'm going to use the eyebrow wax to lay down this part of my eyebrows. If you notice, I have some unfinished microblading on the end, and we're going to take care of that. Okay, so it was, I'm quite sure it was 2020. 2020, I was looking at Amazon, because you know that's about all we could do was look at TV and stuff. And I was looking at Amazon, and there was a show that just kept popping up in front of me. Now, I can't give you the name of the show, because if I give you the name of the show, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So right now, I'm just going to say the show just kept popping up. And look at our eyeshadow gel. Eyebrow gel. I love it. It works better than any gel I've used. It's this big. You can see what I've used. I promise you this is probably going to last me, honestly, probably about 1.5 years. It's that much. I was surprised. For the price, it's less than $20. And I love it. So the movie kept coming on, kept showing up. And I said, oh, it don't look interesting. I don't want to watch it. Well, one day I was like, maybe God is trying to tell me something. Let me watch this movie. Well, I watched the movie and I fell in love with the lady. It was kind of like a documentary type movie. As you can see, I just shaped the bottom and I shaped the top and then I fill in. Shape, down, fill in. Okay. So I decided one day to watch it. I fell in love with the lady and I thought that was the end of it, right? Well, all of a sudden, in the beginning of 21, I start seeing, and I don't know if I was being tracked by watching it, because I watched it on TV, but I don't know how. All of a sudden, this lady started promoting a new program she was going to do, where she was going to take Black women and help them have generational wealth by this new app she was going to create that promoted our Black voices. Let's just say that. And it came with a subscription based, and I was just very intrigued. Now, I did not join it the first time around. I wanted to, but you had to invest. And I didn't have it at the time, and then I didn't want to ask my husband for something like that, because I'm going to blend this in. I didn't want to ask my husband about something like that because we were trying to budget. We're still budgeting, and it just wasn't in the budget. You know what I mean? I'm just brushing where I have brows. I don't have brows on the end, and I'm shaping it like that. Now, everybody laughs at me because I shape with my fingers, but I also shape with concealer. But right now, I'm going to show you how I shape with my fingers. I take that finger and go right down my brow bone and make it point at the end. I take the other finger down my brow bone and point at the end. Now, for some reason, I used to watch her. She would come on every Saturday and promote her business, but she would also request that if you have a business that makes over a certain amount of money, she wanted you on your show so she could talk to you about business, how you made your money, all this type of stuff. I watched it for a couple of weeks. And then out of nowhere, something happened one weekend, and I pushed something. Next thing I know, I was on the show. Just so happened that day I had fixed my face up and everything, which was great because I was on the show, which was live on Facebook. And so I said, oh, I'm sorry. I don't meet the requirements of the show. I don't know what happened. I don't know how I end up here. And so she said, well, I guess you're meant to be on the show, right? Hold on, y'all. Let me find my angle brush. This is a pharmacy brush. It's an angle brush. And I use that for my brow to shape it. So I'm going to take it. I'm going to take this concealer, spread it a little bit. And then I'm going to take the angle that I just did with my fingers and go down. I like it pointed at the end. Go down, right? Do the same thing at the bottom. So she talked to me. She just thought I was so cute with my makeup on and everything. And that was kind of the end of that. Well, the first time around, she had a deadline for her program. Now I like her. I'm thinking, wow, this is something I need to get into. And I still was wondering, why is this lady popping up, right? Is there something going on? Am I being tracked some kind of way? Because I thought that was the end of it when I watched the show and got on it. And then I started watching what it was she was promoting, right? Well, I missed the first one, and I thought, maybe that opportunity wasn't for me, because I kind of had said I was going to ask Tony a little bit about, do he mind if I do it, if I make that investment? Well, she came back, and she offered it a second time around. I guess she didn't have enough women. She offered it again. So I still watch. I was watching her Zooms out down to the last show. And that show, she was like, this is the deadline, this is the deadline. And I'm thinking, we ain't got the money to invest like that, and the minimum was like 500 to 1,000. But she went all the way up depending on what you wanted out of her class. And it was just sound so good. It was going to help me do what God wanted me to do, blah, 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 right? So I'm going in with my concealer, y'all. Just a little. Now, let me put my foundation on first. So I use the VFX Pro. The VFX Pro has technology in it that makes it camera ready. And when you say camera ready, it looks almost like I got a filter on, right? So I put mine on with don't trip, with a little brush. This is a pharmacy brush, and I took off the end of it because I can hold it better. So I'm going to try to pump this on my face. Hopefully it won't squirt everywhere. Okay. Now, it's going to look like it's not my color, but I promise you it's going to blend in. Y'all know how these colors do nowadays. Most people don't put it under their eyes. They just put concealer. I put it under my eyes as well. So that last day, Tony and I were out, and I said, baby, we got almost home, and I said, baby, I've been watching this lady, and I really want to do it. And for some reason, I felt like God wanted me to do it, only because she just kept popping up on my social media, right? And so, on Facebook, actually. And so he said, well, we don't have the money, and I was like, I know, I don't want to take it out, blah, blah, blah. But I said, let me just see. Maybe she'll work out a payment plan. He said, okay, but she's going to be a turnoff. Do you want to put yourself in that position because she curses a lot? And I'm, me. Well, I am who I am, and people don't like it. Then you forget them because they ought to know that I can curse, but I don't curse in professional environments. I've been professional all these years. I'm cocky, right? So anyway, the lady had the Zoom. I'm on the Zoom. I see all these women talking positive. Yeah, I want to be a part of this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there like, I'm just going to take a chance. And I had to get off because I had said I was going to do a live on makeup that night. I told everybody to watch. I'm going to do a makeup that night. So now I'm going to do my concealer and contour. So the way I do my concealer is I'm going to use the stick today. We have the liquid, that's what I used on my brow, and we have these sticks. I'm going to use these sticks. One of them is orangey, and one of them is ivory. I like to use them both to give me a little color so I won't look washed out. So that's the orangey one. And I just go through there close as I can. I go here, here, here. I go down into my nose. I go on my smile line. I go on my chin. Then I put it under here and under here. Okay, looks kind of crazy, but I promise it works. Now, I go back in with my beige. Well, I'm talking on that show. I decided I'm going to go for it. But I had asked the host, I said, hey, the lady who was monitoring, I want to ask her something, but I can't stay. I got to get off. So she said, what do you want to ask? And I explained it to her, you know, this, blah, 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 my situation, and blah, blah, blah. So she said, wait and just ask. You ask and you shall receive. And so I got on it. And the young lady asked me what I wanted and everything. And I explained, I wondered if you could take payment plans. Well, I didn't think far into it because the first thing she said was, we got a new concealer. I know I'm going back and forth, but that's the way my show goes. So if you can follow, great. If you can't, then maybe this is not the show for you. But this is contour. It's a new contour that we got that I absolutely love. So I kind of follow where I was, right? Put it right down here. I make a V here. I put it under my neck. I go down the side of my nose. And I do around my face, right? It's nothing pretty, no rhyme or reason about it. I just like it like that, you see? And I don't like a real dark contour. Some people do, I don't. There you go. And so then I just pat it on, okay? I take my little pharmacy, little whatever they call this spongy thing, and I just pat it in. I try to do the light parts first, and then I do the dark. But, so I start talking. The first thing she asked me, because I said, will you take payment plan? How much can you pay? I didn't think that far ahead. I said, well, I got to talk to my husband. She said, talk to your husband. She said, you shouldn't have to talk to your husband. You might want to make decisions about yourself. She said, hey, host, whoever the lady was, I'm going to sponsor her. And I was going, what you say? Because I didn't hear it. But everybody started clapping and was excited. She said, this woman, I see something in her. I'm going to sponsor her. And basically, I was the only one in the whole group that she sponsored. And by sponsoring me, that I got access to everything they got, and I didn't have to pay a penny, right? But the key is I also didn't have to sign non-disclosures and stuff. So I wanted to sign a non-disclosure because I felt like I should be in the same position as the other ones, but she wouldn't let me sign it. I asked 3 times and nobody let me sign. Okay, so that's that on that. But I later found out why. So anyway, she sponsored me and everybody was clapping and some people were crying. And I was like, what? What happened? What happened? And the lady said, Dr. whatever her name, she's a doctor. She just sponsored you. And I mean, I lost it. I was just like, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. I was so happy. And I just knew that's why God told me to be there. That's why he told me to be there. I know it. Can't nobody tell me no different. So she, hold on. She sponsored me. So we started the meetings, right? Well, in the meetings, she asked that we critique each other and be honest. So as the women, as we all were doing our videos, because we had to do an intro video for the new app. I did my video. I was critiquing other people's video. Then I put my video out there and asked for a critique. I got nothing. So then I put my video out there to submit. And the lady said, congratulations, you're the first person who's going to be featured on the app, right? And I'm like, oh my God, this has got to be for me. Blah, 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 blah. Now it's time to do my eyes. I'm going with purple today. We'll call this Purple Rain. I always do a base color first. I'm using our Rose Dune eyeshadow palette. It is a new one, and I absolutely love it. I love the colors. So I go in with this one. I go in with that one because I always like to put a base color all over. So we're going along. I'm giving feedback, and I could sense some of the women appreciated my feedback. Some of them didn't. But the way I looked at it was, we need to be, for this app, if we're going to charge people, we need to be on point. Well, we needed professional pictures. And the lady who was running it needed professional pictures. And she said, you know what? If you want to, you can fly where I am and get your pictures done by my photographer, right? But it's on you, your cost. Everything's on your cost. So several women was like, yeah, I'm going to go there. And last minute bookings. I think they had like 3 days. And they went up there to Los Angeles. I wanted to go so bad. But I thought, well, I'm not going to go because if I didn't have money to join, surely I don't have enough money to go to Los Angeles, right? So, ain't no bar and ain't no nothing. And so they went up there. I don't know what happened, but for some reason, when they came back, I got a brown lip line. I'm going to go ahead and line my lips. Look how easy that goes on. And I'm going to put that on my hand. Show you something at the end. So, I don't know what happened. But some of the women were no longer friends when it was all over. But I tell you what was interesting. Some of the women who saw my work, now mind you, I was in doubt of everything I did. When I do something, especially if other people can see it, I don't care how nervous I am, I'm going to be on point. I'm going to do it, okay? And I'm just going to get in there and do it. I'm not going to let fear defeat me. I'm just going to do it, and whatever happens, happens. The way I look at it, it can go really, really well, or it can go really, really bad. Either way, I got to keep it moving, okay? So there were some women behind the scenes saying, this ain't the group for you. You are more advanced than what she can teach you. And they were giving me the names of other groups and people. So I'm thinking, I got to see this through. God put me in here. I got to see it through. I met some ladies who were really nice and everything. And I thought, oh, this is great. I got a new community of ladies that I'm working with, and it's just beautiful. You notice I feel my whole lip in. That's fine. Now I'm coming in with a deeper color. Now I'm coming in with my purple. My purple is what I'm really trying to do anyway. My purple is right there at the bottom. I have my finger going in the back. So I take my brush again. I whip around that purple real good. Tap, tap. And I just go right above my, I go right above. Goodness, I forgot this area. But anyways, right above my eyeball. So something happened, and some of the women left. I'm a little suspicious, but I don't care. I didn't ask about it. I don't want to know about it because I'm trying to stay out of the stuff and get myself done. Well, then she split us in groups, and she picked people to lead the groups, right? So she picked another lady to lead the group, and everybody had a leader in their group. I was a leader in my group, so we were supposed to get together and polish each other. And the whole time I'm thinking, these ladies can pay a lot of money. If you have an app, and she was invested in the app, and you want somebody to subscribe, all the women need to be on point. And the women cannot be polishing themselves. So where's the producer? Where's the makeup artist? Where is the person who tell you how to film yourself and the lighting and all this and that? Well, she said you need professional pictures and you need a professional videographer. Well, all the women, most of them, went out and did that. Paid the money to get a professional. And I'm thinking, once again, I didn't have money to get in here, so I'm not paying for that. I did it out on my phone. Well, she kept giving us projects and deadlines, but we would get on this monthly call, right? And on the call, I noticed she spent the first 30 minutes talking about her own life, right? And by the time, it was an hour-long call, by the time she got to anyone to answer questions, she only got to one or two people, right? So I'm the type, if I don't understand, I'm going to question. That's just me, right? Now I'm going to go in right here and put a sparkle frosted color because I just kind of like that thing. Like it when you do that. I'm going to take a more denser brush, and I'm going to use this frosted color. You see how pretty that is? So I'm asking questions, hey, why are we doing this and why are we doing that? Well, I think I started getting on her nerves because I'm asking why things are like they are. You know what I'm saying? How, and I hated to ask questions because once again, I didn't invest. But then I started putting videos. She would give us assignment. Give me assignment, the first video on the platform. So we would do our little videos. And then she started having the meetings, I think, every week or every 2 weeks. But now women are dropping because women get pissed off by one reason or the other because all the women are working together, see. They're getting pissed off by one thing or the other. Well, all of a sudden, she started making me be one of the people who gives the critique, who leads the groups, who, still I'm naive. I'm going, yeah. So my group of friends seemed like they were very nice. We were going to write a book together. We were going to travel. We were going to go on a book tour. I mean, we were just, we were just doing it. I was just like, oh, this is so great, And so I don't know, again, what's going on, but the women started falling out. Some of them didn't like me because the lady was showing preference to me. But after a while, I think she figured that I had picked up on certain things. I'm a former engineer, software quality engineer. I sat with software developers. I sat with product managers. I sat with big wigs and customers and things. And I'm thinking to myself, first of all, the product was supposed to be out in about 9 months. I'm thinking, ain't no way this product gonna be out in 9 months. And none of us were ready. So I said something to the effect, hey, what's going on? We're supposed to have this, we're supposed to have that. Well, as things progress, I start sensing, because she was mean to folk, y'all. She was just, some of the feedback was just horrible. Well, I'm one of those, when you come out to somebody, you might as well come out to me because it ain't happening. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. Right? So I'm going to go in right in here a little bit. I want one more color. And I think I'm going to use that color. Let me see what that looks like. It better look good. I mean, shoot. Hey, I can't change it now, can I? Yeah, I like that. I like that. So at the end, most of the time when she was talking, she talking to black women. So at the end, she was going, black women, I love you. Black girl, I love you, and this and that. And I kept thinking to myself, but what are you doing personally for black women? Like, you wouldn't say I'm giving to this organization or I'm doing something with that organization. It would just always be black women, black women. I'm getting ready to put my blush on, guys. And so we have a 3-in-1 palette. We have a 3-in-1 palette. I love this palette because it has 2 different colors, and this is a highlighter. Now, I sometimes use these colors as eyeshadows, and then sometimes use them as blush. But I like it because it has what I need in one palette. I still smile. I do the old school smiling. And I just put it right on my cheekbone. The women started leaving. We had one meeting, and she got into it with one lady who happened to be one of my friends. We were talking daily, right? And we were like picking up on some things like, how can you do all this and try to have this platform to empower us? She's killing our dreams, right? Well, what this lady said something for, because next thing I know, they going back and forth and the lady was leaving. Well, she ended up contacting me again afterwards. And I was like, rather, I'm leaving. But God kept saying, you got to write this out because you didn't even pay to be here. What you leaving for? So I kept telling the lady, you know, I want to leave so bad, but I can't because God has mentioned that I need to be here for some reason. Okay, I'm getting ready to put on a black eyeliner. I love this eyeliner. It's our gel pencils. I'm going to put that on my hand. Show you something at the end. And I'm going to put it on. We got a purple eyeliner, but I don't want to use purple right now. I just want to use black. I take short strokes right along my lash line and take it to the end. Short strokes. I do an angle, graduated angle, take it to the end. So we're still getting feedback from our material that we're turning in. She gave us a deadline once to turn something in. I was frantic about it, so I made her a video because I couldn't get it in. I was trying to learn Starbucks drinks and everything, and I just could not function because I had kept having flare-ups. So I sent her a video, and I was actually having an anxiety attack on the video. Well, that made for good content as far as she was concerned. She didn't respond back to my email, but she gets on a meeting and says, y'all, Wanda is kicking butt. She's kicking y'all butt. She sent me a video, blah, 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 blah. And she told a story. And I'm thinking to myself, that was just for you, but hey, I'm not going to argue with you about it. Now, I'm going to use a black pencil under my eyes because I'm going to smoke it out. And I got to find a black pencil. Woo-saw. Okay, here's the black pencil. I got the woo-saw because it always that crazy. I'm going to put it on the inside, okay? So the black pencil goes here on the inside. It's my water line. It's called your water line. Okay, there it goes. I use the black pencil underneath because I may have to smudge it. Now, sometimes I use it in the water line on the top. I'll show you what that's like. If I use it, but I'm on my mirror. I gotta look at my mirror. And I just take it sideways. It tickles. So I just take it sideways underneath my lashes. And go there. It makes your eye a little more dramatic. Don't water. Okay, there you go. Now I'm going to put my lashes on.
What's up, family? It's your girl, Terry Y. Hicks of the amazing Fab Five, and I am here to tell you to tune into the Empowered Morning Show Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the WIN Network.
Y'all, that girl who left when we had that argument, she called me, and she was so upset, and I said, I'm leaving this and that. She said to me, I'll respect you more if you do. Well, of course, that didn't sit right with me. Because I'm thinking, what does me leaving have to do with you respecting me? So I just followed God's instruction. He put me in that group for some reason. So I stuck with it. Okay. Oh, come on. Trying to make sure it's on there good. That's one eye. And if you don't put it just right, it's not going to do right. Meaning, if you put it on the last line, it'll come up. If you don't pull it close enough to the last line, it'll go down. These, it's fine. It's going to go down on my lash hit. Now let me do the other side. So I stayed, and I just explained to her, God put me in here. I can't explain to you any better other than I am not allowed to leave. I am not allowed to leave this group. Well, I didn't. So now there are not many people left. I'm asking questions. She's throwing me under the bus. I even had one girl say, well, it looks like somebody in here is a professional. And I came across saying, I don't know what I'm doing, blah, 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 blah. But like I say, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to put my best foot forward. Got my lashes on. Now I'm going to put a little smoky under my eyes. That's that newer technique. I'm going to open it back up, get my purple, and go under my eyes. Tap, tap. I need a thinner brush. That's too thick. Let's try this. See if it works better. It's more of a flatter brush. So now she decides to pick on me. Guys, sometimes she was so mean to me. And like I say, cuss. I want delivered at that point. And so I wanted to go ham on her so bad, but I knew if I went ham, she gonna kick me out the group. She went off on me so bad one time. And I tried my best to respond. And I promise you, I could not get a word out of my mouth. My husband had just left the house. Had he been there, he would have saw it and he would have cut that thing off, right? But I think, once again, God played a role in that because I had to see it out. I know this is the girls from me snorting, y'all. Deal with me. It's going to get better over time. You see how that looks really good when you put a little smoke to the bottom of the eyes? Let me come back a little bit and see what I'm doing. But I just put it right along that lash line. I'm going to put a little mascara down there eventually. It's just the purple. You see what I'm saying? Now, here's the kicker. Like I say, I could not talk. I was so mad because not one woman stood up for me. They were saying stuff in the comments like, I love you, Wanda, I love you, Wanda, I love you, Wanda, and reaching out to me behind the scenes. But they wouldn't say nothing at the time. And I'm so mad because I'm thinking, I'm defending y'all. I have put nothing into this. But it was teaching me a lesson as I went along. Y'all, this thing went over and over, and I know some women wouldn't come in no more, and they would leave it like flies. When she got into it with that other girl, they left. And you know what? I think that was her intention all along because they weren't going to get their money back. According to the contract, you can leave all you want to. They weren't going to get their money back. And they told me that. Remember, she wouldn't let me see the contract. She wouldn't even let me see a contract, right? Something about me that bothered her. So I knew at that point, God had me covered. Now I'm going to go back over my lips. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to put a lip color on. Remember, we're going with purple. This is more of a pinkish purple, and I've darkened it so I can get it a little darker, but I like bright colors. Now I'm going to put a little lipstick on my hand. I'm going to put one coat. I'll come back with another coat as I finish my face because as you can see, I'm finishing. She and I. And I was telling the women who stayed in the group because she kept throwing me under the bus. Then she asked me to review everybody's videos. One girl in particular, I want Wanda to help with the video, but she knew these women didn't want me help with the videos. Y'all, in the weekly meetings, I could look at some women, and the minute she would ask me, because she had me answering questions and everything, the minute she came for me, they were like, They couldn't even hide it. And so I'm sitting there like, I see that she trying to do something with me. And I couldn't figure out what it was. Now I'm going to put a little more here, contour. And what I do about the contour, because I want it to be a little darker, we got another eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to take that color. It looks light here, but I'm going to take that color to darken my contour. On my cheekbones, you see that? And I have natural cheekbones, so I'm just going down, and I'm going to blend it all with the powder at the end. This right here just give the illusion of a thinner neck line and everything. It just gives a little illusion. And when I said she made me so mad that day, I was like this. I was swallowing. I was trying my best to talk. I was crying, and I could not get a word out. But when these women didn't defend me as much as I had defended them, I was hot. I was hot. And I said, okay, I'm going to write this out, but I bet I won't say another word. Do you know what she eventually did? So she was talking about this man she had met. Because the white supremacy discussion wasn't going well. She was fighting with white people every day. They kept getting her page shut down. So I guess she said, well, I can't be fighting with white folk. Which was the same thing that the girl who said to me, I respect you more if you left. That's what she was arguing about. She was basically saying, you coming out these after white people is not the smartest move for us. Now, here's the thing where I knew she was coming with the bull. So she decided, she kept changing the plan. So originally, we were going to get paid off of every subscriber, and we were also going to get paid off the views, okay? The views and how long they viewed. It was all this algorithm. She was showing numbers and everything. Stuff wasn't adding up. And every time I turned around, the thing was changing. Nobody said anything. So I was like, I ain't saying nothing. But I captured it because I knew she was going to come with it. Well, I kept asking for the videos, especially when I was crying and all that, because I thought that's good content for me to have, because it just showed me in that very situation. Can't get that. She had training online that we were supposed to have for a lifetime. You can't get to it now. Oh, honey, it was a hot mess. It was a hot mess. And so now I'm finna put my powder all over. What y'all didn't notice is I finished my whole dang face, okay? Finished my whole face. And I'm getting ready to put the powder all over. Well, y'all, she kept on messing over people. And I'm thinking to myself, somebody gonna stand up for themselves. What? A few of them kept asking me to do what I've been doing. And I'm thinking to myself, I ain't finna keep on going after this lady. Half the people in here don't like me. Anybody who say something to me gonna do it behind the scenes. They ain't gonna say nothing in these meetings. And I just let it ride out. Do you know she shut that group down? With all them women had done all this work and spent all this money. She shut that group down and said, we're gonna pick back up, because the guy wanted to marry her. The guy that we never saw, right? The stuff she was saying online about this man, about their intimacy, about everything, it was just cruel, and what is the word? Crude? I don't know. It was distasteful. And I'm thinking to myself, Lord, what I done got myself into? Well, when she shut that group down, I think I had said something, and she shut that group down. Because people were like, what's going on with this? People not picking up. You know, some of them said, they were on her page talking, I'll be ready when you come back, and blah, blah, blah. At this point, she had taken money from people on Facebook saying, hey, we want you to invest in the subscriber. She wasn't telling us she was doing that, but I was looking at her page. See, if you don't keep up with her, you don't know what moves she making. And I saw she was having meetings with these people, getting their money, saying you have access to all this training and this and that. And these were women who were hurting. That's the key. She said, if you use hurt, I use pain for gain. She told us who she was. She wrote books and everything. She told us in the training, the first thing she said, if you don't bring me money, you are no benefit to me. So she told us who she was. But we still believe, right? I'm putting our shadow on the bottom. This is our double, what's it called? I keep forgetting. Double lash extend. It has a volume, and it has a length. I'm going to take the volume and put it on the bottom lashes. Okay, so they'll stand out more. Y'all, she could shut that group down. So the ladies decided, we're going to create our own group and develop ourselves. I'm still hot. I'm still mad because they put all of us in the group. Let me tell you something. I still don't know what I said, but basically I said, I cannot be in this group where we support each other behind the scenes in this group, and we will support each other in that group. So what's going to change? Honey, I got out of that group. I didn't ask to go back in it. I watched the lady for a while, and I saw that she had changed the scope of, she kept changing while we were together. So I kept thinking, she keep changing what she trying to come at. She was telling everybody, I'm going to help you, I'm going to develop you, women. Well, women weren't falling for it. Some of them were falling for it, but they were paying for the subscription because supposedly you're going to be the test group that gets into the app first, and you can see what you think about it and give us feedback to develop. But she wasn't telling us, you're going to get the feedback to develop. So why weren't we in the group showing our material so we can get feedback? Okay. Well, anyway, I said something. I got out of that group. A couple of women who said they really liked me stayed in touch with Facebook friends still. But then I noticed the lady was still in some of my groups as my Facebook friend. So I took her out. I blocked her. Well, some of the women who kept watching her started realizing she's a scammer and a con artist, because she kept taking me people money, throwing conferences. First it was, let me help heal the men. So she got people for the men, and it was just all, child. Well, I say it was a hot mess. I wanted to come after her so bad I couldn't see straight. Now, this is one thing I do by my lips. They're ready now. I like a frost, but I don't like lip gloss. I'm not crazy about it. So what I do is I take, you can see I love it because I use it all the time. It's called Nefertiti. I take that Nefertiti and I put it on my lips. Check this out. Look at that. It did a whole new thing to my lipstick. Now I'm going to put my highlighter on, guys, and my finishing spray, and I'm done. Now, we have a 3-piece highlighter palette. Three pieces. This is only $20.90, and guys, it's gonna last you forever. I use this mostly, as you can tell. So I'm gonna get my highlighter. Give me a little brush to highlight, and I pick here. It's like a little cross, really. I pick here. I go straight down my nose. I twist it here. Tip of my nose, more shiny. Okay. I take it, I put it above my blush. See that in the light? Above my blush. I have an event to go to. I'm extremely late. But Better late than never. So there we go. Well, needless to say, after the fact, all of these women still tried to develop themselves. Some of them stuck with it, some of them didn't. I see them flourishing and everything, but they're doing it on their own accord, not based on anything that she said. But as Black women, what bothered me the most is we didn't come together and stand up for ourselves. And as much as I wanted to do something about it, I didn't pay a penny. And I knew God put me in there to learn a lesson. And the lesson was, don't allow someone to play you for a pawn. I look like a pawn because I look like I was in on the scam, in on the cunning, because I was the one she selected to put focus on the most. Like, oh, you got the best video. Oh, Wanda, you so good. You need to critique, other people's video. Oh, Wanda, you do this, you do that, right? So the women sitting there like, look to me like Wanda in on it. Well, guess what, guys? Wanda got nothing out of that other than seeing how we do each other and saying to myself, from now on, the women that I'm with, we are going to understand that it's all about sisterly love. And if one of us gets picked on or whatever, we got to stand up for each one of us. I am done with my face, guys. I'm going to use this product called Time Lock. It's the best product I have ever used. Set my face. Yes, it's wet. I'm not going to touch it. Look at my bottom lashes that stood out because of my double extend lash. And I'm not going to touch it. I can perspire. I can get caught in the rain, and my face is going to be okay as long as I don't touch it, right? These are the colors I showed you earlier. They're dry now. I want you to see something. And my hands are dry, so you can hear it, actually. That's the lipstick, right? It doesn't move much. That's the eyeliner. The eyeliner is not going anywhere. That's the lip liner. It doesn't move much, right? My makeup stays on all day. Now, if I get to drinking and eating and all this stuff, my gloss comes off a little bit and lipstick comes off. That's natural. My liner doesn't come off. So I just touch it up. That's the only thing I touch up. And if I want to, I take my pressed powder, but I did not use my pressed powder today. I take my pressed powder, dust over it. I actually used, we have a pharmacy translucent powder. It's white. It's white. So what I did, and I don't have it here, but I bought another powder. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Miami, is that it? It's actually a bronzer. It's Rio. I bought a bronzer we have called Rio. And it cracked on me. So what I did is I took the excess and mixed it with the white, and that's what I brushed on my face, and it's perfect. So for women of color, I would say, if you can't use the white to do something like that, and it's beautiful. I'm done. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Don't let somebody play you for a pawn. You pay attention to the room. Understand the area. And if it's not the right environment for you, you feel it. I felt it all along, but for some reason, I kept saying, I got to ride this out. And I was praying, God, please show me what it is that I'm trying to see, because I got one foot out the door. And when I had one foot out the door, then I know it wasn't going to go down pretty, because I was going to leave and leave my mark at the same time. I wrote her an email probably about this long. And God told me to delete it. I didn't give her the energy or the opportunity to see that she got under my skin. Now, if she see this, she gonna know she got under my skin, but she better not come for me, because I didn't say her name. So if she did, okay. But anyway, don't let people use you and abuse you and play you for a pawn. I tell you what, if it happens, learn from it, move on. The 4 F's. I got 4 F's. I want you to fail. I want you to fail fast. I want you to fix it. Fix it. Then I want you to move forward, because you should not make that same mistake again. Fail fast, fix it, and move forward. Just remember, this is the one time you can get 4 F's on your report card, okay? Back in my day, we would make them B's, but that's neither here nor there. Come back next week, a made up mess. And I'm going to talk about another story about life in general, and hopefully you get the message out of it. That was one event that caused a lot of flare-ups, a lot of anxiety, and a lot of depression. But when I came out of that, baby, I was good to go. So I realized that will not happen, and I'm no longer the pawn. Look it up and you'll see what I'm talking about. I'll see you next week. Every Saturday, 9 Central, 10 Eastern, a made up mess on the We Empower Network on Facebook and YouTube. Subscribe, like, follow, comment, but more than anything, share it, because I'm trying to help somebody live a better life. I love you, and you have a great rest of the day.
Hi guys, it's Tina Wynn, your host of the podcast You See Me. I want you guys to stay encouraged, continue to come out and see me, and most importantly, see yourselves. Remember, the only way that you can truly enjoy life is to see other people so that you can enjoy the beauty of seeing yourself. Come join me Saturdays at 4 on the We Empowered Network. Thank you.
Hi, my loves. Here's the finished product. I'll see you next week on the We Empowered Network, a made up mess.